What's up guys, how's it going? Today we're gonna do the Unpopular Opinions book tag by the beautiful The Book Archer, but we're going to reverse haremify it. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be. The first question is, a popular book or series that you didn't like. I'm really bad about pop culture shit. If you're the kind of person who finds humor in pop culture and you like to make those jokes, you would probably hate me and never want to be my friend because I would get none of it. With that being said, I'm really not sure what is considered like a popular reverse harem. However, I will say that Greed by Katie May, I talked about this book a few videos ago. I have seen a lot of really positive reviews about that series and a lot of reviews on like Goodreads and then the Amazon reviews. I still haven't been able to bring myself to waste any more time on that book or the series, so sorry. Number 2 is a popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate, but you love. For me, this would be Friends with the Monsters by Albany Walker. This book has 4+ stars on Goodreads, and it was utter trash. Like, the book cover was gorgeous, reeled me right on in. The little book blurb, I was like, cool, this sounds interesting. I want to know what this is about. And then you read it and you're just disappointed time after time after. 3, a love triangle where the main character ended up with the person you did not want them to end up with. So in reverse harems, we don't have this problem. If you're new to the reverse harem genre, come to the dark side where you don't have to choose and everybody gets to love everyone. Just kidding, it doesn't work like that. So let's change the question a little bit. Whoa, sun, honey, you was too bright. Let's change this question up a little bit to go with the reverse harem theme that we're going with here. And let's say a reverse harem member that you were disappointed wound up with the harem or wound up not being in the harem. I'm gonna talk about Jolie Sue Burkhart's series in this one because I loved so much about this book. I loved so much about the characters. I loved so much about the world building. I thought it was super fun and different from anything that I'd ever read before and anything that I've ever read to this day because the harem is like 500 people. But I don't know, I just thought it was really cool. And I enjoyed the sexy scenes and like kind of the taboo vampire element of blood, and I don't know, it was weird but also really cool. However, 2 characters, the bisexual part of this series, I hated it so much. I mean, like, you may as well not even have her in the harem. So this is gonna be a little bit spoilery if you haven't read this series before, so fair warning. Later on in the series, there is a female that comes into the harem of men and the main character, and she's like has this aversion to men and doesn't even want them to touch her, and she's very like brash and almost standoffish to a certain extent. She only wants to be with the main character kind of like alone or without the dudes, or the dudes don't touch her, whatever. Anyways, it's like very prominent and very prevalent that that's part of the character. And I don't know, I didn't like it. I don't know, all of the other dudes in the thing, like, they all get it on with each other, so it just was weird. It just felt really weird to have this one chick who's like not gonna partake in everything else. I don't know. I have yet to read a reverse harem that's like multiple women, or at least another woman and then the dudes, and like they make it kind of a polyamorous type of relationship. Popular book genre that you hardly reach for. For reverse harem, I tend to not shy away from, but they're definitely not the first type of books that I'm gonna grab. Sci-fi reverse harems and bully reverse harems. I really have to be in the right mood, the right mindset. Like, the book itself has to really grab me and pull me in and make me want to read it. I will very rarely finish a sci-fi or bully romance that doesn't like really feel right or feel good. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. Sci-fi, bully can be both really awesome, but must be executed marvelously for me to really enjoy and to get into the book. Number 5, a popular or beloved character that you do not like. Okay, so here's the thing. I like unlikable characters. The more screwed up or irritating or angry or frustrating or whatever, like if you are a character that makes me like, ugh, I want to know more about you. I want to know why you are the way that you are, and I want to see how you develop through the story. With that being said, the inverse of that, the insta understanding and like placating characters, especially in like members of the harem, is so frustrating and so annoying and immediately pulls me out of the story because I'm like, gross, this is not real, I don't give a shit about you. Unsure if there is a beloved character that fits this theme, but if they are anything like that, then I will most likely not want to read about them. 6. A popular author that you can't seem to get into. Ho ho ho. Do I have things to say about this? Once upon a beginner RHer's time, there was a young Jordan who was drawn to the big name authors. One of those being C.M. Didnt, and man, has she let me down more than once. I don't send any ill wishes to her. I just am frustrated by reading a book that I enjoy, being told, being given an expectation of like a release date or like the knowledge that more books are coming, and then never having that fulfilled. So I know life happens. I understand that she writes a crazy amount of books, but I don't know. I've been let down, and I've since found authors that I enjoy tenfold, like Auryn Hadley, because I'm still reading Power of Lies, and it's so good. I'm kind of over C.M. Didnt, and that's okay, because there's other people out there who might really enjoy and love and read those quick, like really funky YA RH type reads. A popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. I am so tired of the insta romances. Maybe it's just because I've read so many of them, and like my first foray into reverse harem books was the YA genre, but I'm so tired, I'm so done. Give me real, give me adult people who are navigating the relationship structure, the jealousy, and the nuances of being polyamorous, and also give me like dragons and magic and lots of sex. Number 8. A popular series that you have no interest in reading. So, 4 Psychos by Christy Cunning. Yeah, I keep seeing this book pop up like all over the place. Like Amazon keeps recommending it to me. I saw it when I was looking through like a list of Goodreads books, and I don't know, I think I may have downloaded a sample to start reading it, but it didn't interest me enough to keep going, or maybe I just like forgot about it and I went on to something else. I don't know. I've never read it though. I don't know. Am I missing out? Like, is this an incredible series and I'm just being crazy? Please let me know in the comments down below. Number 9-ish. Saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer more than the book? When it comes to sexy books turned to movies, they're all pretty shite. Some reverse harems, the dark reverse harems, the bully romances, the borderline, not borderline Stockholm Syndrome, bad relationship dynamic books that we enjoy because they're taboo and wrong and, you know, not anything that you would experience in real life. Those are fantasy, and they are fantasy for a reason. Sexy books are like artful porn for the creative mind. There are very often toxic relationships or situations that are fun for fantasy but are not applicable and very detrimental to real-world application. This is why I think erotica should be reserved for adults or for people mature enough to not idealize or base their future relationship ideals off of these really negative values and stereotypes and portrayals that you do find in a lot of reverse harem books. Power of Lies is probably the first reverse harem I've read that's actually taken the intricacies of like a poly relationship and applied it to the dynamic of the reverse harem. I mean, it's not just this insta romance, it's navigating like jealousy and expectations and refusal to be anyone but who you are, and slight variations in like sexual preferences and like a coming out and like accepting who you are. I don't know, it's it's been the first book, and I'm sure that there's others that do it beautifully as well, but this one just happens to be the first book that I've read that's actually really made those little nuances a part of the story and the character development, and I'm loving it. But often in reverse harem, we do see these one-dimensional male characters that are kind of just all in there for the female. And again, like, this is fantasy. And as long as you are recognizing that this is fantasy and this is not real, and you're not some, you know, young teenager or teenager period who is romanticizing these book relationships into unrealistic expectations about what your reality could look like. Polyamory can be a beautiful, wonderful, open, communicative, you know, type of relationship and relationship dynamic, just like monogamy can be, but it takes work, and like a lot of work and a lot of uncomfortable situations and a lot of communication to get to a really healthy place, and the work never stops, you know, like work doesn't stop in relationships. And I would hate to see young people reading some of these reverse harems and expect, just like young people watching porn, expecting sex to be a certain way when it's not, and it can really hinder you and your personal growth to expect relationships and sex to be those types of ways. Does that make sense? I think the point I'm trying to make is that I think that some things are just better left to the imagination. But I'm also not saying that partaking in visual forms of pleasure is inherently bad. I'm not trying to make anyone feel guilty for exploring their sexuality in whatever way that you're doing that. It's just so very important to acknowledge that some porn, especially free porn, as well as reverse harem and erotica books, are fabricated fantasy very far removed from reality. I don't know, I hope that you guys enjoyed this little book tag video. I haven't done a book tag in a very long time. I challenge you guys to totally make your own unpopular opinions book tag, reverse harem style, and leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree with any of the things that I said. I hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!